you tell me why you did this?
Yes. You promise you won't tell anybody else?
I can't promise that, Harold. It's my job to find out.
It's really unusual. When you see that movie, it was really off the wall, you know, and a lot of excitement and terror and horror going on there.
God told me to.
Well, I've played both sides of the law, and obviously the more juicy roles are it depends on the character, but the more juicy roles generally are the heavies. Larry's quite a fellow, as you know. He is a one-man band, and I like that. I give him all kinds of credit, Larry. I had an opportunity when I did The Honeymoon Killers, which was one of my first movies in 1968. I think it came out in '69. Larry had asked me to be in a play that he wrote called Nature of the Crime. And it was about a Jewish physicist, genius, homosexual character. And I said to him, what movies did you see me do? He said, I saw you do The Honeymoon Killers. I said, that's interesting. In Honeymoon Killers, I'm playing Ray Fernandez. And Ray Fernandez is a Spanish lover, killer kind of a thing, and you're casting me as this. He said, yes. I said, I know I can do this role, but I'm not sure you do, even though you're asking me to do it. So let me cast this part for you. So I got 6 other actors who were right for this part, and I had him audition them. And after he was finished with that, I said, what do you think? He said, well, they're going to give me what they've got, that's it. You're going to give me something else. I said, now I'll do this part.
I'm Peter Nicholas. Is there anybody you want us to call, notify you're up here?
My name is Harold Gorman.
Do you want us to get in touch with your family?
I don't care.
The law, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of both the law and the bad guy, I always like to get some kind of a reason why they exist. This character particularly, well, he's very different. I mean, I think he has that history behind him, that torture behind him that never lets him go, and that is just within his system, and trying to do his job but being overcome by this situation, and then dealing with his girlfriend, his ex-wife, all those human things that take place, and then these abnormal kind of things happening to him, you know. I thought it was quite interesting.
You brought me to you, now you're afraid to let me see you.
I was doing a play. I was doing Yanks 3, Detroit, Nothing, Top of the 7th at the American Place Theater. When I did this film, Larry approached me and asked me to do it while I was doing the play at night and during matinees. Then I did the film in the daytime, and we were off on Wednesdays. So he shot around me on Wednesdays, and he was an excellent pirate as well, because he stole a lot of everything. In fact, there was a parade going on in this movie, and Larry found Andy Kaufman, of all people, and put him in a policeman's uniform and really stole a shot from a parade, because it would cost a heck of a lot of money to shoot that and arrange that. And he just put Andy in the scene, and he was shot by one of the God told me to people. And that's how Larry did the film. Basically stealing shots, stealing real underground movie making. And some of the stealing that we did, we shot a scene in Little Italy, and Larry was stealing shots in Little Italy, which you don't really do without permission. And so he was interrupted, I would say, by some gentleman who inquired why he was shooting without permission from the boys. And so Larry had to go down to one of the social clubs and tell him, you know, what he was doing. So he asked me to come with him to help him talk to these people. And we went down there, and they settled for a very small amount of bribery money to let us continue to shoot. Well, that seemed to be a daily happening, because we were stealing and doing and so on, and adjusting, you know, adjusting for everything that could go on, and that's good. You know, when you're directing or acting, particularly directing, you know, all of a sudden you lose a set or you lose a this, you got to have 4 or 5 other ideas cooking. Obviously, good directors have the movie cut in their head, and not only that, but also have the flexibility of allowing new things to happen and new creations. And I think Larry has got his day work planned, and we better do it. And I believe in that too. I believe in when you give your word to the producers, and you say you're going to bring it in on time, on budget. I believe in that. I don't believe in going over budget or over time or anything like that. And I think Larry does that. Larry brings it in when he knows how much money he has, he knows how much time he has, and he's got to do his movie. So he gets it done, and probably for much lower than other people can get them done, you know.
Come in, shut the door before there's a draft.
There are a lot of people in this God Told Me To that have passed on. Sylvia Sidney, Sandy Dennis, Sam Levine, the lovely Deborah Raffin.
You're acting like some kind of rookie who's never been through this kind of crap.
Deborah Raffin was a very lovely, lovely young lady, married to Michael Vina. Michael Vina was her husband and a manager, and was a manager for me for a short while too. She was, you know, housekeeping seal approval. She had some more covers on The Girl Next Door, and a lovely, lovely lady. And then later on, she became a director. But there was one scene in there that I did not like at all. It was not in the script, and it was the big, it's in the movie now, I think still, it's a big scene of a woman's vagina on the screen. And I did not like that at all. And we had a few words about that, and it's there, you know, so.
Listen, I'm not coming up to arrest you. I just want to talk. Find out who you are.
I'm not too good with heights. I don't like that. But, you know, it is remarkable what we crazy actors will do. We'll do what has to be done to make it as real as it can be. And I was just watching a retrospective on Italian filmmaking, and all these actors were doing their own stunts, unbelievable. And when I did my first movie in Italy, I did all my own stunts. And Lee Van Cleef said to me, "What, Tony? This is not your last movie." You know, he said, "We have stuntmen for those things." When we shot that scene of the fire going on, we were in an abandoned building somewhere in Harlem, I believe. All that fire stuff going on with, I don't know if we had fire marshals there, or I don't have no idea. Well, I never even saw one, but you know, and then the staircases, I mean, they're real things. You don't know if the thing's gonna really collapse or you're gonna get out of there alive, you know. But that's acting. I mean, I enjoy that. You know, Brooklyn prepares you for everything. I thought it was very interesting. I liked it very much. I thought, well, Larry is always very inventive and very creative, and I like this script very much. I think it's a cult classic. you know, and I love doing cult classics. There's the Honeymoon Killers, and this one here, God Told Me To, and it had a wonderful cast too. There's a lot of good people in that movie, and that's a lesson. It's a real lesson in movie making. It's all about here, you know. It's all about the eyeballs, and all the drama goes right here, you know. I just enjoyed making the movie with all those wonderful actors and with Larry.
God told me to.